7 a.m. in the morning, and for some reason I am actually like kind of very energized. For some reason, I don't know. But yesterday I went to bed at like 9 o'clock, so maybe that's why I actually did sleep a lot. Queen has been really busy. A little update first on my life. I've been pretty busy lately. Like around 2 days ago, I went abroad for the Swimming World Open Water World Cup, which was like such a great experience. And I also want to make a podcast about that, just in general, on like the experience and like things I've learned. And a lot of people probably have never been to one, so maybe you guys would want to know how it works. There's just the vibes in general. I also have another competition coming up, which I'm going to today. We're just busy, but I actually can't wait because this is short course nationals, which is like actually so fun. So we're swimming in a 25-meter pool, and it's just going to be a lot of turns and a lot of just fun racing. I haven't raced in a swimming pool in so long, so I'm really excited to just get back into it. I am so excited for today's podcast. I feel like it's the right time to do this kind of podcast. I think it's basically winter. Is it November's winter? Isn't autumn, is it? Winter is coming up. You know, a lot of people are getting into kind of this like winter depression season. You know, some people are unmotivated and just lacking that extra pizzazz that they need, that they have during the summer. So I was thinking we should get a little confidence boost and a little head start motivational pep talk thing on being that bitch. Now, there's a very big difference on that bitch and that bitch. That bitch is like, does not have capitals. So it's just like, oh my God, that bitch. Which is just like, oh, like she's so weird, like we don't like her. But that bitch with capital letters is just being that girl that's like iconic queen, slay, you know? So today I'm going to be talking about how we all are going to be stepping into our that bitch era. I'm going to need you to transform your thinking from now on, okay? So no negative self-talk, no complaining, no pining over boys, because that is disgusting. From now on, we're adapting a that bitch mentality. I'm just going to read you the Urban Dictionary definition of that bitch that I found. This is from February 25th, 2018. And I think that bitch came around that time, but like I feel like it's like at its peak now. Now that I'm talking about it, it's at its peak, obviously. So that bitch, that one person everyone envies or wants to be. That's a very good definition, I think. When you look at people that you admire or you want to be, you're admiring all of their characteristics that makes them independent, out of the box, beautiful, special, unbothered. These are kind of things that we need to adapt to become that bitch. We light up every room we walk into. We keep our heads held high. I talked about this in my last podcast, but we have confident energy, good vibes overall. We are proud of who we are and who we are becoming. And we know that when we're walking into a room, everyone is looking at us, because we're so iconic and so slaying. So being that bitch requires us to be BBU. What does BBU stand for? Busy, bold, and unbothered. Let's break this down. Busy. That bitch is always busy. She's busy grinding. She's busy getting that bread. She's not taking shit, okay? We're not gonna take shit from anyone, okay? A guy isn't texting you back, okay? Let him be. Don't text him. Don't double text him. Don't text him first. If he wants you, he's going to text you. He's going to put in effort to actually know you. So if he's not doing that, bye-bye. Go look for someone else. We are doing our thing. We are striving for our goals, getting passionate. We are studying. We are having fun with friends. We're not wasting our time and energy on people that are going to drain us from our time and energy. We are conscious on who we're hanging out with. We are spending time towards getting better. Busy doesn't mean you have to be grinding all the time. Busy means you're spending equal amounts of time for grinding and putting effort towards getting better, but also spending time recovering, rejuvenating, taking care of yourself. You need that good balance. That is how you're going to be able to continue this cycle without getting burnt out. Being bold. What do I mean by bold? Everything comes at its own time, and when you really think about it, life is not that serious. Please don't take yourself too seriously. That's how you can also be very bold. If you have an opinion, express it. If you have an idea that you want to act upon, please do it. Don't think about what others are going to say or think, because that is just going to hold you back from your true potential. So that is being bold. Being unbothered is kind of the same thing as being bold. Being unbothered is you should not compare yourself to others. You should compare yourself to yourself, okay? So measure your goals and accomplishments to yourself. So if you see someone that's maybe doing better than you, making more money than you, getting better results than you, instead of being jealous and bullying yourself into saying that, why are they better than me? They shouldn't be better than me. Making up excuses as to why they're better than you. Talk to them, ask them for advice, and strive to be like them. Competition is never a bad thing. Competition is just going to make you better and is going to create you into the person that you want to be. Also, being unbothered means we're not taking shit. Unbothered means that you are the main character. You are writing your own story. You are not comparing your story to others. You are not acting as a side character in a movie. Okay, you have to remember that when the narrator is talking, the narrator of the story is talking about you and how iconic you are, okay? It's just so much more fun, and we don't care what others think, okay? So I actually am getting this idea from the wizard Liz, who's a very good YouTuber. Please watch her. She is going to transform your whole life. I don't care. She talks so persuasively, and she is just my queen. She adapted the so what mentality. Someone said something about you. So what? I don't care. You didn't complete a goal that you wanted to do. So what? I'll do it next time. Also, we want to visualize our highest self. Expect the best from ourselves and also from other people. One of your friends is not treating you the way that you want to be treated. You either talk to them or you distance yourself from them, because at the end of the day, they're just going to make you feel worse about yourself, which you don't deserve. You have to remember that is coming from a place of a lack of respect of themselves. Because if they're treating someone else like shit, they're treating themselves like shit as well. Do not underestimate yourself and do not underestimate others. Always expect the best performance from yourself and also from others. I feel like people sometimes have this tendency to overwrite some people. Which, for example, I had this girl in a competition who last year or throughout her swimming career wasn't getting the best results ever. She wasn't really there in the forefront of the Hungarian swimmers. But then suddenly, this year, she just became so good. And I feel like I underestimated her, which I shouldn't have, because everyone at the end of the day is competition. You never know how hard someone else is grinding, so you should always expect the best from them. Expect the best from yourself as well. You don't want to underestimate yourself either. It's just going to not make you strive for the goals that you want. If you can think it, then it means that that goal is attainable. So there isn't anything that's impossible. If it was impossible, then you wouldn't be able to think it in your brain. We want to have good vibes overall. Good vibes means that we're not complaining to other people. We're not bringing other people down. Because that isn't what that bitch does. We are iconic queens. We are complimenting people we see because that is what people are attracted to. People are attracted to good vibes and good energy that is radiated throughout your whole being. That is going to make you so memorable, and it's going to make people remember who you are. You are going to gain respect, so much respect from others. When you walk into a room or when you're walking in general, have good posture. Keep your head held high, your shoulders back. Just pretend you have a crown on your head, because really you do. You are a queen. You cannot tell me otherwise. Things that will help you get into your that bitch era. Affirmations. I cannot stress affirmations enough. Not even affirmations. So for example, obviously practicing affirmations that you say out loud into the mirror will very much have a good effect on you and your mental well-being and your physical well-being. But for me, sometimes I say things out loud, but that's not really my forte. So try to create a habit of like thinking positively about yourself. Because if you're not thinking positively about yourself, other people are definitely not going to think positively about you either. For example, affirmations like, I am glowing inside and out. Oh my God, I am so pretty. Oh my God, this guy is looking at me. He probably thinks I'm like the hottest person in the world. These kinds of things. I'd rather be self-centered than lack a crazy amount of confidence and be the most insecure person in the world. Getting started, I think it is really good to look in the mirror and say affirmations. Repeat your affirmations in the mirror. Before I swim a race, when I'm on the starting blocks in the beginning of the race, I just tell myself, Leah, you can do this. It's all going to work out. You can do this. And it actually gives me a lot of confidence. It's just those 4 words, you can do this, can make a huge difference. Try to find the phrase that when you say it to yourself, a switch turns on in your body and you're just on go mode. Look online on Pinterest for affirmations. There are like so many, and one of them is definitely going to trigger your that bitch switch. The second thing that I definitely do a lot is creating a vision board. Vision boards are actually so fun to make as well. I feel like it just keeps you so inspired and keeps you motivated when you're maybe lacking that extra confidence. In your vision board, you want pictures of people you aspire to be, things you want to accomplish, objects you want. So for example, in my vision board, I have obviously swimming, like a bunch of medals, just things I want to accomplish. I have this Jeep Wrangler that I actually really want. It's like my favorite car in the world. So it's just these kinds of stuff that you eventually want in your life. You should always assume or know that you are destined for greatness. You want to expect the best from yourself. I'm not saying set unrealistic expectations, but expect that things are going to work out in your favor. So if something happens that you have not planned or did not plan into your bad bitch era, tell yourself, okay, so this turn or this change of events is happening because the universe wants the best for me. Also try to set your vision board. I usually set my vision board as my wallpaper. So whenever I turn on my phone, it's there. I can see it. It inspires me. And then whenever you just feel like, you want to change it up or you want something new, make a new one and then set that as your wallpaper. It is that easy. The vision boards will also help you visualize the life that you want. So visualizing the life that you want is also really important. So I don't know, sometimes you can just daydream about how your future is going to look like. Don't be too fixated and too specific on how or when or how it's going to work out. Just know that it's going to work out. And if you visualize and just think about it from time to time about your goal, how things are going to look like when you grow up. You're going to have a lot of money. You're going to have a great job. You're not going to have to work a 9 to 5. Know that if you put in the effort and you put in the work, it is going to happen one way or another. It's going to happen. Obviously, you're going to go through speed bumps and obstacles throughout your journey. If you just keep believing and knowing that it's going to happen, it will. Just don't worry. Another thing that is very important is to practice gratitude. So how I practice gratitude is I always list 5 things every night before going to bed about things that I'm grateful for in that day. It doesn't have to be 5 things. It can be more, obviously, but at least 5 things that you are grateful for that happened that day. You still really have to think about things that made you grateful that day or things that worked out for the better. This will also help you see the better side of things when you're going through something that isn't ideal. Spreading positivity. So when you're grateful internally, that is going to radiate out into the world externally, which is going to spread positivity to other people. Share your stories, share your growth with people. Be the iconic person that you know that you are. Like, life is just a huge big roller coaster that is going to take you up and down, and it's not that serious. Don't waste your time thinking negatively and spreading negativity to other people, because that is just not going to help you or the people around you in any way. Listen to That Bitch playlist, podcasts, and videos. So what I mean by That Bitch playlist, podcasts, and videos, I'm going to give you a list of YouTubers, not a list, but it's like there's 2 YouTubers that I actually really think they rewire brain into being that bitch. The Wizard Liz and Anila Sita 101. They are the people that I aspire to be because they just have such good feminine energy and confidence, and it's just radiated like so much throughout their being and in their videos. They just spread such a good message. I really recommend you watch their videos. Podcasts that I really like, maybe they're not that bitch and grinding podcasts, but there's one podcast that I love listening to. I listen to his podcasts every morning. They're around like 17 to 20 minutes long. So between when I wake up, I have this half an hour between waking up and morning training to get ready. So I listen to this guy called The Mindset Mentor. He is actually just so good, such a good way to start your day. His actual name is Rob Dial. He puts out podcasts, I think, around 3 or 4 times a week. And they're just so informational and educational. And they just all around make you a better person and want to make you a better person. So I listen to him. For like some comfort podcasts when I want just a little rest and to just chill, I listen to the At Lexi podcast. I think she has had such a good life and she's just had like so many experiences and she's just so fun to listen to. And also like me, you could listen to me if you want to be that bitch. That Bitch playlist. So just, songs that are just iconic and make you feel like you are that girl and you will not be stepped over or crossed over by anyone. I will try to create a That Bitch playlist. Maybe I'll put the link in my bio. But a song that like automatically comes to mind is the song Before He Cheats. Oh my God, I love that song. It's like, how is it? I took a Louisville Chevy off for a tire, smashed a car and off for tires. Maybe next time I'll think before he cheats. Such a good song. I love it. I'll make it That Bitch playlist. Take mental breaks and spend time with people that will fill you up. Taking mental breaks can mean so many things. Maybe you want to take a break socially, just dedicate a day where you want to clear your headspace, clean up your room, make your bed, take a bath, take out all distractions and do what makes you feel good. Don't be too fixated on the goals that you want. Obviously, you want to be motivated and be goal-oriented, but there's a difference between being motivated and goal-oriented and being aggressive and worrying about if you're going to reach your goal or not. That is a line that I have crossed many times. It just doesn't help. It makes you tense and it doesn't allow things to come into your life. You're creating a collision between you and your goals and you're not going to be able to reach them. Just try to just chill, take a step back. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. When I was writing the outline for this podcast, I was actually feeling so motivated and I'm so sad because after I finished recording the first part, the whole thing got deleted from my iPad. I don't know why. There probably was like a malfunction, but anyways, I still got to get all of my points across, which I'm happy about. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please follow me and leave a rating for my podcast because it helps spread it to other people. With the Spotify playlist, I'm going to make it collaborative so you guys can add to it as well. I want people to add songs to That Bitch playlist that everyone can listen to so we can all be inspired by everyone's That Bitch songs. I'll see you when I see you next time with another podcast. Please remember that you are that bitch, and whenever you forget it, come back to this podcast, listen to it, and please rejuvenate. Remember that you are one of a kind, you are special, you will not be crossed over, and you will not have your time wasted. Thank you. Love you. Bye.